Hello and welcome to Titanium Colors Tarot, and today I'll be doing a reading for Taurus, okay? So this is for any planet, well, any placement of Taurus you have in your chart. If you do, great. If you don't, great as well. You probably have a message in here for you, so keep an ear out. And if you are a cross watcher, I welcome you with open arms, because heaven knows I was a cross watcher for many a video myself, so I get you and I got you. Now, I will be mentioning the decks I use as I use them. If not, they will be in the description box below. So, with that being, well, not if not, they will also be in the description box below. And with that being said, my gorgeous Tauruses, let's get into your cards. I have no placement of Taurus at all in my chart, but I have a couple of Taurus family members, so please. Angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and share what they should expect for the coming week. Those are way too many, and I'm not gonna take them. So please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good, again. Anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and share what they should expect for the coming week. Please, angels and guides. Anyone from the highest good. Okay. Zoom in. Please, angels and guides. Anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and share thy message. What should they expect? Two of Spring, good partnership. Five of Spring would be bad partnership. Or little like misunderstanding in a partnership. No. Okay. So please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and share what else they should expect for the coming week. Please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and share what they should expect for the coming week. Please, angels and guides. And you have the Four of Winter. Ooh. Interesting. Alright, so please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and share what else they should expect for the coming week. Please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses. And the next card is the Prince of Winter. So, please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and share what they should expect for the coming week. Please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good. And the next card is the release card pointing towards thy left. Yes. Interesting. The release card is the death card in this deck. Just so you know. No. Yes. Now I'm going to use the Froud's Fairy Oracle to clarify. By the way, I use selenite on my decks to purify and cleanse them between uses. Okay. It might be overkill, but sometimes I let them overnight. If I have a lot of decks of cards that I need to purify. I like do half a day. I don't know. I'm just utilizing the amount of selenite I have at my disposals. So please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and clarify why the Two of Spring is here in the upright. Please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and share why the Two of Spring is here in the upright. Please, angels and guides. And then you have Spirit Dancer. Followed by Oral Parrot, as well as, my nose is itchy, Spirit is here. I can't see Spirit. I can't. Then you have the Bright Mother, as well as himself. Okay, so next you have the Four of Winter in the upright. So please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and share why the Four of Winter is here in the upright. Please, angels and guides. And we have that gnome pointing towards the right. Interesting. Followed by Indy at the bottom of the deck, as well as Mickle and Muckle, which is followed by the Loam and the Rar card. Sorry if you hear a blower outside. My neighbors are utilizing their blower to blow away their leaves. And we have the Journeyman and Penelope Dreamweaver. Yeah. Sorry. Next you have the Prince of Winter in the upright. So please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and share why the Prince of Winter is here in the upright. Please, angels and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and share why the Prince of Winter is here in the upright. Please, angels and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses. And the card is Nellis the Alchemist. Followed by Los Lunas, as well as Shiv the Crouch and the Death card. And the fairy who was kissed by the pixies. Yeah. Now, the last card is the release card pointing towards the left. So please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and share why the release card is here pointing towards the left. Please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Tauruses, please come forward and share why the release card is here pointing towards the left. Please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good. And you have Solace with the Soul Shrinker and the Glenkinner and Unity. I guess they're getting close. Unity. So let me just put everything in its place now. So the first set of cards that you got, right, starts off with the Two of Spring. Now the Two of Spring is a bright future manifested through hard work and creativity. Partnering with others who share your dreams, great progress being made. And sorry if I seem a little distracted. Sometimes the noise just distracts me, but I'm trying to sleep earlier, so I'm doing these a little earlier in the day. Now, the first card clarifying this is the Spirit Dancer. Now, the Spirit Dancer, alright, talks of self-expression, freedom, exploration. So, I feel like this partnership that you are embarking upon or that you are working with, this partner that you're working with is more in alignment with what type of personality you need to work with well, you know? You found your match. Then you have Arval Parrot. Now, Arval Parrot talks of communication. So, yes, you are aware of the fact that you found your match, and you are letting them know that you are now set to work well, because I don't know, maybe you put the importance on the partnership, but which is important, yes. Being able to be a good partner is extremely important, and I'm saying that from the perspective of being a lousy partner at some point, having been a lousy partner during my university projects. But that's neither here nor there. So basically, instead of just try to connect with the group consciousness, the swarm consciousness as they call it. It's the consciousness of the group. And when we all connect with that consciousness, okay, we will then think more of the group instead of just thinking of ourselves. And that was my issue. I was always starting off with, how will I gain from this? Let me make sure that I am well and that I am okay in doing this before I embark. Or during the project, I would sometimes go haywire. I would sometimes take off because I didn't feel right in that group partnership work. So I was a shitty partner, and I'm aware of that, and I accept it. But now I think I will work more on what I need to actually do, right? So the first card, the next card you got is the Bright Mother. Now, the Bright Mother, okay, talks of creativity, nurturing, proactivity, intimacy, and sheltering. Notice how she's the only one that we see in the foreground, and her back is turned to us. Why is it that I just realized this is the second card where the person who is in the center of the image, it has their back turned to us. I'm intrigued. See if that means something else to me, but that's neither here nor there. Well, if you see this, if you think of the Bright Mother, right? The mother is generally the center of the family dynamic when her children are little. And on this card, you see a lot of people around her. You see children, you see middle-aged people, but all of them are looking to her as if she is the leader, right? As if she knows what she's doing, and herself, she's uninterested, right? She's looking into that bubble, and she's don't bother me, I am occupied, right? She's trying to zone out all the surrounding noises that her children and or family are making, and it's a lot. So I mean, That is what I'm getting from that. Being able to be, well, being able to manage both your ability to be yourself in a group effort and also be a team player, if that makes any sense. Then you have himself. Now himself talks of natural law, shamanic powers, life force, and magic. But so once you figure out, okay, how can I connect with the group consciousness? How can I connect with the swarm consciousness? How can I do that, right? And once you do that, you'll find the natural law that you should follow, and that will allow you to always move ahead. Okay. Next, you have the Four of Winter. Now, the Four of Winter talks of some going within. It says, set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation. The need for more sleep or a vacation. So you're taking a little moment for yourself. And you're going within to figure out what your next step is in regards to this swarm consciousness or group consciousness that you are trying to. Well, actually, if you think of group consciousness only, in group consciousness we still think of ourselves as separate entities. But in swarm consciousness, we think of us a part of the whole. When you think of a swarm, you think of like a swarm of bees who seem to follow each other around, or a swarm of birds, a flock of birds, or a school of fish, or something like that. And they all seem to be swimming or flying or something in harmony. Ants as well. And like insects that live together, bees, wasps, all of those, right? So, but I feel like at this moment you feel, in order to be more efficient in the swarm consciousness, you need to take a moment within, because we are human beings and we have been educated in a certain way to feel apart from the collective. And because of that, I feel like you or someone you're dealing with wants to connect with the swarm consciousness of the group, not just the group, but of the collective consciousness. And that is why I feel that this person that I'm referring to, who wants to connect to the swarm consciousness, the collective's consciousness, wants to absolutely break a pattern or habit that they see in themselves. I am going to write that down. Swarm consciousness. Not group. Collective consciousness. Though I feel like you're like, alright, you go within, you do that, you do some research, and you're like, okay, what should I do? Should I do this or this? I don't know. I'm indecisive. I have no clue what I'm going to do. Because Indy talks of indecision, wishy-washing, commitment, and decision making. So you are making a decision at this moment, and you're trying to weigh the pros and cons of either or possibility, right? And with that, you also have, well, with that weighing of the benefits and you know, the pros and cons, you see these things and you're like, oh, I'm noticing something that I never noticed before. Thank goodness I did notice. Thank goodness I looked deeper into this, because I might have made a complete ass of myself. Seriously, I might have made a very big ass of myself. Very, very big. If I had not noticed that. That is when the Laum comes in. Now the Laum talks of unconditional giving and receiving. Generally, when you are in a swarm, you don't think of yourself. You unconditionally give to the group, because you know the group will nourish you, or the group will keep you safe, or the group will keep you safe, support you in everything you need, right? For example, when I was a child, in my culture, I was the black sheep, and that was probably because I was not able to connect with the swarm consciousness or the collective consciousness. I just didn't. I felt like I was being repelled by the collective, and I just wanted to. I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just stick to my side. I don't need to be a part of you people or your group. It's fine. I'll just create my own, right? That was very lonely. It was. But due to the fact that that did not happen, or that melding with the group did not happen, some things, you know, just, it's not, I don't feel 100% myself when I'm with certain people. When I am, I feel great, and I feel understood and accepted and everything and all that. But I'm not going to go ahead and not be myself with people who don't appreciate me. I'm sorry. I just won't. But then that comes with its negative sides and whatnot. And I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to live my life and I'm going to be happy. Okay? And once you connect with that, I mean, depending on what your happiness is, okay? Because if your happiness is by being with the group, that is your happiness. That is what you should be working on. Now, I have found my other group, my new group, and I felt amazing with them, and I felt more in sync with them than I did with the other group. But that is neither here nor there. Basically, sometimes when people are not used to your energy, they shun you out. Well, they keep you out because you are too different from them. Now that's not bad or good. That just is. It's a reality of life. It's a part of life, and it's okay. Anyone can choose whatever they want. But all I can say is you or someone you're dealing with is pure energy. Wild here, what's the wording on this card? It says wild energy, pure potential. You can create whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, because you just know how to tap into the best, like the right swarm consciousness for you. Okay, because then there's like different swarms, and some swarms won't, what did I say? Some people won't accept you into their swarm, and that's fine. It's until you find your own swarm that you won't feel a part of the group. But once you do, there is nothing stopping you from spreading your wings and flying. Okay, that is what the RAR card is. Now that you found your swarm, now it makes sense. Now that you found your swarm, now you can soar high and proud, and everybody will accept you. And because you finally found your group, now the other group is like, we should have let that happen, right? But we didn't. So I mean, we can try to get this person back, but I mean, they've left. So I mean, how loud do we have to shout, right? And I mean, that is what I'm getting. Whoa. Next you have Penelope Dreamweaver. Now Penelope, alright, talks of inspiration, magical dreams, and visions. Now what that means to me is that they did not accept you, or they did not want you part of their group because you are someone who's dealing with so I feel like this might be for a cross-watcher. So you or someone you were dealing with, alright, was not accepted in the main group. And so they're like, well, they tried for years and years and years to be a part of the group, but seeing as the group didn't want anything to do with them, they're like, you know what? Why am I hitting my head against this wall? Why? If they don't want me in, that's fine. I'll just go find another group. And it might have taken a little bit of time for them to find a group, but they found the group, and now they are, now they've connected with, so they were inspired by the fact that there is another group out there for me. And because they've had magical dreams about this said group, and possibly they've had visions of this set group as well. And so now they're like, well, I found my peeps. Yay! I finally feel part of a group. Right? And then the other group is like, oh, well, we should have accepted her and included her in our group. But what can you do, right? You can't do nothing. The only thing you can do is learn from it. Now, the next card, alright, is the Prince of Winter. Now, the Prince of Winter is an intellectual, determined, focused, and impulsive individual. Alright, this card says, seek out an intellectual solution to your problems, the need to act quickly and decisively, sudden or unexpected changes. The idea that came to mind, like a moment ago, was that okay. So the Princess of Winter, alright, is to me is the light worker of the group. Now, this is the Prince of Winter. Now, this prince is erratic, is overexcited, he's like impulsive and all that stuff. And I remember that I used to be impulsive after I was in that car accident. For those who aren't aware, 13 years ago, almost 13 years ago, it's gonna be 13 on November the 19th. Actually, yay! I'll be 13. My second age will be 13. In any case, on that day, I was in a car accident, and one of the things that happened is that I hit my head really hard, and I got a bruise on my brain, and due to that bruise, I became impulsive. I went back to zero. I had to relearn everything. So all the social conditioning that I had learned since I was a child were no longer in my repertoire, if so to say. And so when I then went back into my culture and was like, yeah, I want to be with you guys, and they're like, nah, you're kind of off. Something's not right. But they were always like that because my energy was completely erratic and it was completely different, and they were not used to that. So I'm not blaming them, but I'm just saying, think twice before you blame or you try to exclude someone from the group because they're too different, right? Next, well, not next, but so because of that, I wasn't really accepted in the group, and because I was too different, which is fine. Human beings are not comfortable being with people who are too different, right? So it's alright. It's alright. It's okay. And it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's okay. I don't know. Well, she was like a person who was on I think it was on America's Got Talent. She was when I saw that video, she was a cancer survivor, and she was battling with her cancer. Well, she wasn't a cancer survivor yet, but she was battling with her cancer, but she had to step out of the contest because of her health, but it was a beautiful song. It's alright. And that's neither here nor there. Yeah. So, I mean, this Prince of Winter felt a little separate from the group because they were too different of an energy. Okay. And that's when, so they're like, you know what, I want to be a part of the group. But in order to be a part of the group, they were aware of the fact that they needed to change things about themselves, which I became aware of once I noticed that I was the one being different. And so I needed to be more like the group. And so that's when I decided to create irrevocable change inside of me. Inner transformation, irrevocable change. Though this kind of change has to come from you have to decide. It can't come from outside, it has to come from within. That's why it says inner transformation, irrevocable change. It's complete turnaround, right? And that's when people are like, hey, we shouldn't have, excluded this person so quickly because, I mean, look at them now. Yeah. But now I'll be friendly, but yes, the energy is too different. And I am currently aware of the fact that the energy is too different. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, that's fine. I'll be friendly. I'll be nice. I'll hang out with you guys, but don't expect me to be part of the group. I'm just saying. Yeah, so next you have Los Cunas. Now, Los Cunas, alright, talks of sunken treasure, discovery of self, and adventure. And so, this Prince of Winter, who transformed themselves inside out, okay, went within, found his treasures, and decided to work on those and put those in center stage. And that is why possibly at the moment people are like, maybe we shouldn't have, excluded them as quickly as we did. But in any case, next you have Shiv the Cruach. Now, Shiv the Cruach talks of receptive principle, fertility, and nurturing. Now, I just had an idea of, so I'm basically, at this point in time, putting all the blame on the group, but I also had my part to play, and I did not make it easy on them. I did not. But now that I can mix with anybody, I can talk to anybody I want, it's great because I can hold a conversation and I can be receptive to the group around me at this point. Instead of just thinking of me, myself, and I think of how can I integrate the group and be a part of the group, right? Because Shiv the Cruach talks of the receptive principle, so it's receiving information from the group in order to be a part of that said group. Yeah, but like I said, I like to feel like I'm a part of the group, and I'll take my place. I don't mind. Okay, I know how to keep myself whilst being in this group of completely different people. Though, like I said, something within me died. Well, died, as in something within me elevated. And so, because of the fact that it's something within me elevated, I no longer want to be fully immersed in this group. I don't know if you understand what I mean. As in to say that it's fine if we talk, we get along, we get along great. But I mean, to the point where I will immerse myself completely in this group again, nay. So I'm like, I'm over this. And when you or someone you're dealing with makes that decision, I'm just saying, it'll be like the fairy who was kissed by the pixies, which is the happiest card in this deck. Like in tarot, the happiest card is the sun card. Though the happiest card in this deck is this card, the fairy who was kissed by the pixies. Now this card talks of the love given is love received, the metaphorical open heart surgery. Yay! So happy! Yes. Over the moon of joy. So whomever is like breaking free of that thing that they used to want to be a part of, but now they know they can't because they have like outgrown them. Now they are in a happier place. Yes, they are in a happier place. Next card is the release card. Yes. And the release card in this deck, like I mentioned, is the death card. Alright. So this card, and it being pointing towards the left, to me means that it happened in the past, or it's happening super slowly. Now for those who haven't decided yet that they want to be like separate, they want to find their own group, the group that is more in alignment with their thought patterns, this is coming in slow. For those for whom have decided long before that they are no longer being a part of the group, that they don't feel so included in, this just means that it's coming in very slowly. Okay. So the release card says, let go of the past, an ending that makes way for new opportunities. Time to move on. What did I say? People leaving swarm consciousness, people leaving collective consciousness because it's no longer their thing. Right? They no longer feel called to it. They no longer feel like they belong. C'est la vie. That is life. C'est la vie is that is life in French. So the first card, clarifying it, is solace. Now solace talks of spiritual empowerment, knowledge, consciousness, and synthesis. So you have collected all the data that you have reviewed, all the data that you've collected throughout your life, and you have synthesized all that and boiled it down to a conclusion, okay, which you have presented to your consciousness and be like, this is what it is. So what is our decision? Right? And then you decided, knowing all the facts and figures, that it was time for you to become spiritually empowered and to step aside and to let this group run their course. That is basically what is going to happen with the there is going to be not a switch, but there is going to be there's going to be a group of people that are going to elevate to the next what is it? I'll figure it out. Well, they're gonna elevate themselves, like figuratively speaking. They will raise their vibration. That is it. Okay, they're gonna raise their vibration. There we go. Raising of the vibration, or raising the vibe. I don't know, vibration. They're going to be happy, joyful, all that stuff. They're going to let go of their physical body, the lower, the denser consciousness. That is what they're going to leave behind. Ooh. Lower, dense consciousness. because they don't need it anymore. They don't feel drawn to it anymore. And I feel like those people are going to see that the, like, I personally do this, okay? I know that everything that went wrong in my life was actually helping me get to my, help lead me in the right direction. That is how God works. God throws a difficulty in front of you. See, just God or angels or whatever, or your ancestors, what have you, they throw difficulties in your way. This is my mentality. Don't listen to me if it's not yours. So they throw out difficulties in front of you to see how well you're going to be able to overcome them. And if you do, then they'll throw something harder and harder and harder and harder, and then you'll just continually evolve until you just can't, and that's when you just like go, when you transition, because when you're not moving forward, when you are no longer moving forward, you're slowly but surely regressing. When you regress, you slowly but surely die. That is my mentality. You don't need to adhere to it. I'm just saying, okay? You need some movement in life. Movement forward. Now, the next card, alright, is the Soul Shrinker. And that's what I was talking about. How you will notice that everything that happened in your life was for you and not against you. Right? Which is amazing. Then you'll be like, yay! I finally understand why I'm here. Next, you have the Glenkner. Now, the Glenkner at the very end talks of clear sight. So you see that all that happened in your life was basically a blessing to lead you in the right direction. And because of that realization, you will then be able to have clear sight. The Glenkner talks of clear sight. Of course, it talks of illusions, delusions, lust, projection. But at the very end, it talks of clear sight. So sometimes you need to go through illusions, delusions, lust, projection in order for you to finally reach your clear sight. To clearly see what is no longer working in your reality. And then finally, you have unity. Now, unity talks of union, mystical experience, and spiritual home. So when you clearly see, okay, that everything was meant for you, was meant to help you move forward and not to make you move back, not to push you away, but to actually help you move forward in your life, that is when you will feel more in connection with your spiritual home. You'll feel more in alignment with what you should be, with what is. So, my gorgeous Tauruses, that is all that I have for you guys this week. If you like this, and if you would like me to go deeper into your specific situation, please contact me at the email in the box below, and it'll be my pleasure to help. In that same box, you'll find a little description of this video and my price. Now, like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell to be notified when I post new stuff, as well as leaving me a comment, because I adore comments. I read them all. I might not answer all of them, but I absolutely read them all. And with that being said, my gorgeous Tauruses, I don't have Taurus in my chart, but my gorgeous Tauruses, that is all that I have for you guys this week. And with that, I wish you all a great week. Bye.